What's up everybody, Yogi here. Today I'm going to be doing Ninja Road Season 19, and I can say without a doubt this is the worst Ninja Road they have ever made. But before we get too far into the video, just to clarify for my regular viewers, this is not a guide. This is me running through the mission and, you know, just talking a little bit about this Ninja Road, talking about the units I'm using, and, you know, that's all there is to it. Because I did say some time ago that I was going to not do guides anymore, and with the way this Ninja Road is going, I definitely feel good about that decision. The other thing to note is, before anyone asks what type of unit can I use in place of Final Valley Naruto or Jubito or anything like that, all you need to know is that you can beat this using Curse Mark Sasuke and any other unit that has AoE and healing of some sort. Another great example is Heart Hashirama, because he has self-healing abilities no matter which version, and his ultimate is full map. So any of those units that can do those two things, healing or AoE, can fit the bill. Now the reason I am stalling up chakra for my Sasuke and Madara here is because I'm going to be using them on the last map. Those two units alone will be able to take down the Ten Tails, and that is because they are both on the same row. I have, you know, one row of units that I can pretty much move them out of the way of danger most of the time, and since both their ultimates are full map, I can keep it up pretty much long enough until I can get rid of all the other spots and have my safe zone. Now when it comes to my main team here, I have Final Valley Naruto. I just recently pulled him and I'm pretty much out of dupe stones, which I'm going to have to talk about that a little bit later, but he has one dupe, just the bravery reduction, so sadly no healing there. Kakashi is here because he has his, he's a beast. He has all of his dupes that boost damage. Jiraiya only has one dupe, and he is one of the most important units here because his field skill has something that's finally useful: 25 to 30% chance of ignoring or avoiding switch sealing, something that is very, very helpful on map 8, and you guys will actually be able to see just how good running Jiraiya will be. Sixth Path Naruto, I brought him because of course he has great healing, very strong unit. Jubito, max limit broke him and he's a nuker, but honestly if you have Kaguya you can definitely bring her instead of him. They both ignore type disadvantage, and she has healing along with 250 buddy skill. I think it's buddy skill. So the last person I got here is Hashirama. He's just here mostly for his healing. That's actually why I brought him. And getting on to the point of the ability stones, Six Path Naruto, I had him max duped a long time ago. Maybe 10 months ago at least. So the fact that he's still my best self-healer is saying something, you know what I mean? It's basically like the thing of, because I'm free to play and I'm not summoning on all of the banners that come out with the newer units kind of thing, I don't have a good amount of self-healing anymore, and if I have to rely on Hashirama, which just has a buddy heal, but not even a self-heal, to, you know, be a strong asset, that's just be saying something. The next best person I could bring with like healing is actually my Sakura, the Bravery Blazing Fist Sakura. So yeah, because I don't have that much healing, that's why I'm basically going to be running this team as long as I can until I can't anymore. Now, the other thing to keep in mind here is the tactic that I'm using whenever I get to the bosses, and that's to make sure that Final Valley Naruto gets the first hit off so that I can use Kakashi and then try right afterwards with that 750 attack boost. And that combo, if you can run it, is one of the best things to help take down Gamabunta, just because, you know, you're doing the same amount of damage and they are a skill, so that's why I favor heart units here. Now if I'm going to be honest with you guys, the reason this Ninja Road is so bad is just because, well, Bandai missed the mark big time, but my reason or thoughts on it is basically they are going out their way to keep making broken units, right? But if they make broken units, that'll make everything else too easy, so they gotta make harder stuff to deal with it. The problem is the way they're going with it right now is bad because it's basically keeping people from wanting to do this mode. Like this Ninja Road, I have no motivation to really want to run this afterwards because of how long it takes. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is what I was thinking when I had Charisma or Sasuke and just 6-pad Madara. When I'm running this team, however, I feel like I could farm it a few more times, but aside from that, it's still definitely on the annoying side because there is a reset factor that you have to take into mind when it comes to map 8 and, you know, making sure that Jiraiya's jutsu, not his jutsu, his field skill takes effect at the right time so that I can beat Gamabunta quicker than later. A few things I can say about the bosses that they all have in common, however, is that they have a crazy amount of HP. Even the first boss, Manda, he has a lot of HP versus previous Ninjaro bosses on the first map. Usually they don't have that much HP. But aside from the HP, it's also the fact that they all have random effects they will inflict you with when they hit you. Because Gamabunta, for his like main and lower body part, can switch seal you and chakra recovery seal you. Then his top body part, that will like jutsu seal you. Then you got the 10 tails inflicting you with everything from all the other body parts. It's just like ridiculousness, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why I have to like stall up after every map, just to make sure that I'm good, because if I think I could just go there and regenerate chakra, for example, I can get chakra recovery sealed and then it throws off everything. See what I'm saying? But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for now. I will get back to you guys a little later in the run. On to map 7 here. All I wanted to say is that you want to get rid of Tsunade first because she targets you wherever you're at and her acid field can sit anywhere on the map. Sasuke, however, is single target, unlike Tsunade, she hits everybody. And his Amaterasu fields can only stay around the center of the map. So if you have all your units to the left side of the map and he hits one, they won't be stuck in the fire afterwards. So he's the one who's going to have to stay, but he still deals a lot of damage and can health recovery seal you. So you're going to see me playing a little weird because I'm trying to, you know, play around with the manipulation of the AI kind of thing. And what I found was working. It worked way more in my first run, not this one. But if I leave all my units very close together, whoever is to the farthest to the left is usually the one he targets. So I would have him target someone else besides my 6-pad Naruto, because he is the last person I want to get sealed here. Alright guys, so now we are about to get to my favorite part of the whole run, just because of how well it worked out. So I already used my Naruto's ultimate. I'm following up with Kakashi with that 750 attack boost, so he's going to do a huge amount of damage. Gamabunta is getting close to the 50% mark, but after Jiraiya does his ultimate, he's definitely going past that. Because Jiraiya does have a very, very good multiplier on his ultimate actually. So you see how much HP he has. He lost a lot of it, but right there is the shining moment. Because of Jiraiya's field skill, I don't know what the base amount is, but Jiraiya was able to stop both my first and second row from getting switch seals. Now I can follow up with 6-path Naruto's ultimate, take away even more HP from him. You get hit with the body part and that just jutsu seals you, but it's not a problem because I'm switching out here to my Jubito. So now I'm going to use his ultimate, and he just barely holds on. I was so close to finishing him in 5 turns. Regardless of that, even though he lived it, I'm still happy that I was able to beat this boss within 6 turns, because you know how much of a nightmare it can be. I do not know any other units who have switch sealing resistance as their field skill like Jiraiya. If there is another Blazing Bash character who has it, I simply don't have them, but if you do got Jiraiya, very, very good idea to use him. On to the 9th map here, I'm going to switch to my second team with Curse Mark Sasuke and Sasori. Now I did not bring Sasori because he was specifically bravery, but it's because he has a 100% chance of hitting slit damage on his ultimate for 10 turns. Now since he has 6 chakra needed for his ultimate, that means that I can basically dish out 20k damage along with a 100% slit damage rate, and since it's 10 turns, the turns are going to keep stacking as well, meaning that Madara is always going to have slit damage and he's going to take 20k base damage from the ultimate every time I pull it off. Now Sasori has the most potent slip damage in the game. What I'm saying is he starts off taking away 8% of the opponent's maximum health, whereas other units, they usually start off with 2%, and the maximum it can be stacked to is 8%. So Sasori in this case is very good to use. Even if you're using the skill Sasori, he will still be dishing out a lot of damage, but in this case you can literally use anyone else you want with Curse Mark Sasuke and it'll work out just fine. So all you're doing is using Sasuke's jutsu to avoid the ultimate every time, and you know, that's all there is to it. I actually beat this map with free-to-play Bravery Ino instead of Sasori. Now when it comes to Curse Mark Sasuke, there is one other unit you can safely replace him with, and that is a max duped Kuruma Chakra Mode Minato, and that's because he is 3-6 Chakra, and since Madara is going to be using his ultimate every 3 turns, you can use Minato's Jutsu every time to avoid the attack, and Minato will replenish enough Chakra to be able to do it again on the next turn. So if you have your own, this is the perfect place to use them. In Curse Mark Sasuke's case, or in general when it comes to perfect dodges, they can be stacked as high as 20 turns with 12 perfect dodges. So what I'm going to be doing a lot is using Curse Mark Sasuke's Jutsu to build up, you know, the turns and the amount of perfect dodges, and then I can use his ultimate without having to worry about taking damage, since, you know, 20 turns maximum and I only have to wait 5 turns to get enough chakra to reuse his attack. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Just thought I'd explain what's going on. And you know, if you are doing the 2-unit run, that's how you're supposed to use Curse Mark Sasuke. As long as he has enough turns, you can go ahead and unleash his ultimate on the enemy and still be just fine afterwards. On to the final boss. We have the Ten Tails, the boss I am never a fan of whenever he comes back, but what you want to do is use your Madara's ultimate first, or I'm going to do that just because he has a chance of resetting. Now, I'm not going to get any resets here where it really counts, but you know, if you get it, of course it makes everything better, makes it go faster, stuff like that, you know. But what I'm going to show you real quick with Sasuke is the areas of his attack. So the skill area is going to be hitting on this side of the map, the left side of the map, up and down like that. The body area is going to be hitting on the right side of the map, up and down. The bravery spot is a circle on the upper half of the map. The wisdom spot is a circle on the bottom half of the map. And then for the main body, he is basically going to be doing the same as the body spot and then the bravery spot, a rectangle on the right side of the map and then a circle on the top of the map. But you know, you'll see it, you'll see which spots are doing what just from how long I'm going to be here. So I use Sasuke's ultimate. Now from here it's all about avoiding the attacks as much as possible, and if I have to tank any attacks, I'm going to move Sasuke to the bottom right so he can get hit by the main body, since the main body is heart. And then on the other side, I'm going to leave 6-path Madara out in front and leave him around the top left to get hit with the skill part. Now I don't know what the other ones, the other body parts affect you with, but I do know that the skill body part puts you with health recovery ceiling, and since 6-path Madara doesn't have any health recovery ceiling, you know, or I'm sorry, since he doesn't have any self-healing, it's not a problem. The only healing I get is when he's in the back row from Sasuke. So only, you know, be bad, really bad, is if Sasuke got hit with the skill part. But aside from that, just gotta do whatever I can to avoid the attacks and wait for my ultimates to come back. Also need to make sure that I keep Sasuke out more than Madara, just so I can keep my HP up with the buddy heal. That is my only source of healing after all. But aside from that, that's pretty much it for the rest of the run. So you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe before you go. Peace. Last thing I have to throw in here that I forgot to mention earlier is that the last Sasuke is very good for this map, or the reason why it works is because of his ultimate having that 80% chance of immobilization resistance for 5 turns. Yes, it finally comes in handy, because when the Ten Tails does his ultimate, which you will be coming into contact with unless your Madara resets like 4 times or something like that, when he does that, he has a 20-turn immobilization, slip damage, and health recovery ceiling that he's going to hit you with. But with Sasuke's ultimate ability and effect, which it will be as long as you use it as soon as it's ready every time, he will basically have a 20% chance of getting immobilized. So at that point, I slow down the speed and I am able to pretty much bypass it and beat him that way. And if he has his immobilization dupe, that's even better, because that means there's no resetting whatsoever.
That's right.